Today is the official opening day of the new MRT line in Kuala Lumpur, which is the MRT Putrajaya Line Phase 1 from Kuala Damansara to Sungai Buloh to the Kampung Batu station. But that is not the thing that I want to discuss today. I want to discuss about the free transportation system for the whole month in conjunction with the opening of the new transit line. And what is exactly the free public transportation system? Is that a thing as the free ride, and what are the benefits and what are the disadvantages at the first place? So at first, we talk about free transportation, public transportation system. What is exactly that thing? And before that, welcome to Geo Malaysia. In the simplest term, free public transport is simply public transport that you can ride for free, of course. Trains, buses, metro services, a tram, anything that everyone can take a ride on and move from one place to another. Yeah, public transportation. And the thing is that the free public transport system is not really new in Malaysia. In fact, some of the places already conducted such the free public transportation services. For example, Penang, which has a CAT bus, CAT bus going around Georgetown, and also the free ferry since 2021, which is a famous ferry but no longer use the double deck one. I have a video about that, you can watch it later on. And Kuala Lumpur already has a free bus lines going to historic areas and also the city centers, which always prone to traffic congestion, which is really bad. And some of these places already have a bus line, so it's sometimes bus move faster than the cars and motorcycles in some cases. And also in the Klang Valley in general, for example, in the area of Shah Alam and in the rest of Selangor, there is a bus service called Selangorku, run by the Selangor state government, which is a free bus throughout the state. And free transport system is not really a new thing in Malaysia actually, since Malaysians really like free things, free gifts at all. The free public transport is not just unique in Malaysia. Instead, in fact, it's a global phenomenon due to increasing cost of fuel and also the serious traffic congestions happen elsewhere in the world. In the year 2020, 29th of February 2020, actually is a leap year. The Grand Duchy of Luxembourg, which is one country located in Western Europe, decided to make all public transportation in the whole country free. Yes, it's not only one city, capital city Luxembourg, but also the whole peripheral areas, the small towns within the country, make it all free. And there are also some of the major cities in Europe already started to have their own free public transportation services. Started with Hasselt in Belgium in the year 1997, which is located nearby Brussels. And the first city to have a citywide free public transportation system is Tallinn in Estonia in the year 2013, which is a really interesting case study for many EU countries and also other countries as well who are interested to have their free public transport. Is it work? Is it not? And Luxembourg is not, and Luxembourg will not be the only country in the world that have free public transport, because on the 1st of October this year, 2022, Malta will become the second country which has free public transportation, because Malta is one of countries in the world that have more cars than the population living in the islands, like the really small islands. Thus, you might think, what are the reasons and what are the benefits of the implementation of a free public transport services? Number one, major reason, numero uno, is because of the traffic congestion. If you happen to live in Malaysia since the last 2 or 3 months, you know that traffic congestion is really bad, especially during the last holiday season. The traffic is so bad that weekends is where traffic is much more slower than the working days. That's how serious the traffic in especially in Kuala Lumpur now. And free public transport is hoping to reduce some of the like congestion in the city in the hope that people will switch from car to public transport. That's why. And interestingly, driving in Malaysia is mainly necessity because a lot of areas did not cover with a public transportation really well, and because of that there are quite a number of assholes like driving like this, which happened almost hit my car in the very day that I want to attend the official opening ceremony of the MRT Putrajaya line today. And the reason of the implementation of the free public transport system is a faster boarding time because when there is no like ticket machine or ticket system to be used, so people can just simply hop on to the bus, hop on to the train, and the boarding time is much faster. As in the case of like the Go KL bus and also with the Penang Cat bus, we just hop in the bus and yeah, that's it. There is no need to wait for people like lining up and scanning the ticket one by one, so the bus can move faster and like adhere to the schedule in theory. And according to one paper from Katz, Susilo and Rema based on the case study in Tallinn, Estonia, it is found that more people are taking a public transport from their home to workplace and also the place to shop. Thus the business, especially in the city center, increase as well. And the reason why Tallinn implemented free public transport is that more and more people actually live away from the city center, and thus when there are free buses around, so people are encouraged to take the bus to go to the city center and thus salvage the business area. Because if people are moving far away, you see that especially in Kuala Lumpur, especially in the area of like Pasar Seni or Lebuh Ampang, people are less tend to go in there because of far away. And according to another paper from Dewita, Makaris and Myres with the case study in the Brussels, Belgium, it is found that free public transport implementation increased the social interaction in the form of sporting events, busking or concert, and also the cultural events. Just take for example a football match. When free public transport is implemented, like more people are taking trains and have more accidental friend to go to the stadium for the like a football match. And also it's much more convenient since like we compare with people like driving individually and just mind everyone's business. Actually taking trains is to a football event is actually much more interesting because you see all the characters of the people outside the stadium, especially the opposing side. Additionally, in this academic paper also, it found out that free public transport increased social mobility. What means social mobility is that people from the low income or people who are unemployed or people with disability who have no income or low income can have a better prospect or better chance to improve their life because they have a need to spend less to move from one place to another, especially to find jobs, because quite a number of jobs especially exist in like in the cities, in the shopping malls. Like people with the low income, they have a really low money and work in the low paying jobs, making french fries and burgers tasty, and that's it. And if they spend less on transportation, low income people, they have more money to spend elsewhere. For example, house rent, for example education, which can improve their own social status in their life eventually. For example, the maintenance. You know that in Malaysia there are really like a lot of broken escalators and lifts and lamps and aircon. Sometimes the aircon is too strong and sometimes there is no aircon at all. If free public transport is implemented so that all these broken things need to wait for the next year's budget to be approved if they approve, and to be like spent on maintenance at all if they're not broken that year and need to wait for next year for another budget. So that's why like all things are going around and around the issue of maintenance, because like if there's no money from the fare box, so that there's the alternative is that waiting for the allocation from the government to repair things. And the next disadvantages of the free public transport is that slower service, because there is no monetary initiative to improve, because like you get because the company service got the fixed amount of money from the government, and they just like making the service as it is. There's no like initiative to improve the frequency. There's no initiative to like give them more amenities, more food choices, like the small businesses around the station, and the maintenance as well, escalators, lifts, slower service, because there is no the money need to wait for next year. And the third issue of the free public transport is that the schedule, the frequency might not be like really punctual. The issue of punctuality, because the driver's salary is the same, so why bother to obey the schedule? Because if the driver like drive the bus every 30 minutes or 1 hour, or only one every day, his salary is still the same. There is no initiative to improve the service whatsoever, because the money is fixed, the income every year, every month, from the like allocation from the government, because there is no fare box. And the fourth issue, disadvantages of the public transport is the less likely that the people from the higher income will take the public transport, because of the maybe the deteriorating quality, because of the first thing, the maintenance is already broken and the service is low, and the unpunctuality. So do you think that people who value their time and money will take this type of services? Of course not, because these high income people, they have money to buy cars, so just drive. At the end, this type of services will attract low income people, especially who are actually have a little choice to move around. Maybe you can afford to have a motorcycle, but how many people can ride a motorcycle? We're talking about school children, we're talking about these disabled people, or people who cannot even afford to attend the driving school, to pay for the driving school fees. Driving school fees are also increasing nowadays, and it attract rough people, low income, from the like slum areas. We're talking about the people who are like really like so as such, the higher income people will less likely to take the public transportation, and it become deteriorated. The best example, if you are living in Malaysia, just take a bus and you see what I try to say right now. In the end, whether the public transport need to be paid or free, it is still an essential public good, because of the traffic congestion, because of the construction of the new highway, really like taking a lot of land and a lot of resources, pollution, noise pollution, and also like the parking services, and also the cost of the people who are driving itself. Having a good and affordable public transportation is the key to have a really sustainable city, and also really like making the city can be continuously habitable, because trust me, you don't want to stay in the middle of the city which full with cars will keep honking even at 2 a.m. in the morning.